Hello and welcome to my garden. I'm Kita Rose and thanks for tuning back in, or welcome if it's your first time here. Today we are going to be checking out the progress in the food forest and adding some more things in. Yesterday I was able to pick up a whole bunch of heliconias and bromeliads and some agaves and some nice tropical plants, which will fill up the area around the edges and make it look a little bit nicer and just give some more ground cover basically. And it was maybe about 3 months ago when I filmed the first food forest video. Now, it's been an interesting time. I've had a lot of time away. There was like a long time without any rain, and then now we've had a lot of rain, but now it's just so hot. So some things are growing really well, and some things are pretty much looking exactly the same as they were when I first planted them. So I'll show you a little bit around, and we'll see the progress in some things, see what else I've planted in here, and then see the new additions, plus how I've been sprouting some seeds from fruits to be able to put into the food forest, because it's expensive buying fruit trees all the time, and sometimes they don't survive. Sometimes kangaroos eat them, and sometimes you accidentally stand on them or mow them over. These things happen, so it's really good to be resourceful, as resourceful as possible. And yeah, I'll show you around. Firstly, I'd like to just say that I've worked out a really nice way to keep kind of cool in the summer here. I put ice packs in my pocket because it's really hot here. So no, I haven't peed my pants if it looks a little bit wet there. It's just my genius way to survive. And here we have my somewhat primitive way of watering the new trees and getting a little bit of mulch to them. Ow! I fill up all of these milk bottles from the dam. So each tree that I plant straight away will get a milk bottle full of this very dirty, gross water, which they love very much. It saves my rain tank water for me to drink, and then they get the dam water, which is just full of a lot of other little goodies for them to drink from. This guy in all of his glory, that's the Brazilian fern tree that I planted about 3 months ago. That one's probably had the best growth. It was only about there when I planted it, so now it's getting bigger. And then because that one's going to shoot up really high, around it I've started putting some little papaya. That should be a nice red papaya, and I've put another one just over there. Little pigeon pea. These guys are great, and I've been getting them from the local produce swap, which is amazing because they are nitrogen fixing plants. So they grow quite quickly, and then as you chop the leaves back on it and chop and drop, put the leaves back down onto the ground, put them kind of around like a mulch a little bit, and then they'll infuse a lot more nitrogen into the soil, which is what we want. Thank you to the people down the road that were getting rid of all of their agaves and heliconias. I've got a lot more to plant, really big ones. As previously mentioned, it's hot as hell here, so they're kind of not looking so happy, but they'll be okay. That's a really pretty one. They'll grow really quickly, these guys, and will just give this whole area a lot more tropical vibes. Here is some dragon fruit. There's some that's actually fruiting and flowering on the other side, which I can show you later, and see how it climbs up here. So it gets to a certain point and then it falls down. There it's on a termite mound. Yeah. Anyway, so what I would like to do with these, or what would be better, is maybe just recycle some pallets and make some archways around, so it could be cute areas where people can walk through, or where I can walk through, or friends, if I have any, maybe the chickens. So there could be some nice archways made, and the dragon fruits like to grow up to a certain level and then hang over. So I'm thinking between there and a few other areas I could make these nice dragon fruit archways, which you would have to be very careful walking around as you get spiked. Then this little figgy has just popped up. Lily pilly. I've been collecting lots of bromeliads. So there's a lot of bromeliads. All of the frangipanis are not actually flowering that much yet. I do hope that they will, or maybe their time is done. I need some nice ground cover to go around all of these guys, but there'll be just a lot of agaves and bromeliads and frangipanis around the outside, just to make it more tropical. My beloved olive, it's actually growing all right. It's grown quite a bit. I'm not watering it much, or as much as I should be, but it's doing all right. This is my first olive, and hopefully the first of many. I have planted quite a few others down on the other side of the property. I don't know what this is, but it has a really beautiful flower, and it looked like it was dead a while ago, this plant, and it's just kind of come back to life. So not a food, but beautiful. We've got lots of ficus growing in here now. They're a native that is pretty happy in this area, except for there's a lot of sun, so it's a bit much for it, but I'm hoping that it will come good. The more that I plant into this area, then the more shade everything gets. So it's going strong. I've planted about 20 of these on the property now, and they're going okay, but this one definitely needs some food and some mulch and a bit more dirt on it, I think. This frangipani fell over in a storm and I was able to transplant it. Seems to be happy, though it's just all growing on this one side, but oh well. More ficus. Now I've left all the grass in here because I'm protecting the little trees that will be planted, plus maybe a little bit lazy and don't like using the whippersnipper, but it is what it is. So I've just put a bit more soil and some food onto the mangoes, and then they'll get mulched today. Considering I haven't been watering these very much, this one's going all right. Another 5-10 years. The pomegranate, if you can even see it, it's got some new shoots on it, and also again, considering I'm not watering this area very much, it's just growing kind of naturally. It's doing well. That's getting a lot taller. It's doubled in size. Look at this mess of a dragon fruit. And the thing is that it looks like something's come and ate the fruits off here. They're all gone. I was going to pick them today. You've got to be quick around here. So anyway, this I've been chopping up into smaller pieces, and that can be propagated like that. So definitely I will be making a lot of the archways and putting the dragon fruit archways around. In the first video I planted this little finger lime. They are slow growers, but obviously I need to be feeding this one a lot more because he's pretty much just the same. I feel a bit bad about that one, but I'm going to be honest in here. So I'm going to give it a lot more mulch. I'm going to give it some worm juice after this. I think I'll give everything some worm juice, actually. But this one definitely needs a whole bottle. Grow, baby, grow. I want to eat finger limes. I would love to put them in my mineral mocktails. I just love finger limes in general. On oysters. Delicioso. Feeling pretty smart about this ice pack situation. Yeti, if you would like to sponsor me, I'm available. This baby, Javanese cherry. So I'm imagining that this will grow very well here. Apparently it does. And then to grow the trees from seeds is quite easy. And that's what we want, because I have to plant 1,000 trees this year. That's the goal, if not more. 2,000 would be awesome. So anything where I can get the seeds from is just what I want. Just gotta find the right spot to put this. I'm thinking by the ficus. So the Javanese cherry tree will go here. It's pretty close to the ficus, but it's a forest, right? Oh, there's so many rocks here. So I'll be putting topsoil on top of everything and just planting kind of shallow. Anyway. The soil is alright, but I want to build on everything, so... I don't like this tuft of grass, so I'm going to get rid of that and replace it with the rosella. Rosella, rosella. No. We want the rock. Hold it into place. Need more dirt. Hey! Not again. Hey. Oh. Outside. next activity is to be done in the shade by the nursery because it's just too hot. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, but the sun is coming through so strong. And I'm a ginger. So, yeah, anyway, I've been keeping the lychee seeds. So I got these lychees from the produce swap that I go to in my sweet little community. And I kept all of the seeds. And I put them, I dried them out for a couple of days, and then I put them into this plastic container with some wet paper towels and like laid them to rest, tucked them in, and that's been maybe like 2 weeks now, I think. And yeah. Oh, I think it's like pretty much 100% success rate here. So look, we've got the root. Don't mind my hands. I've been gardening. So there's the root, and then there's the little lychee tree, and there's the seed. So that's cool. I've got like over 10 here. And I'm going to pot them all up in their own little individual pots so that then they can become, I mean, maybe I should put them in a bigger pot, but this is what I got. So then they will become little trees which can go into the food forest. Now, the best thing about this, other than the fact that they're lychees, is that they grow really well in this area, and the seeds come from one of the local ladies from her garden in her lychee trees. So that means that these ones are going to be very well adapted to this specific area. What I've noticed since coming here is how important it is to get plants that are local as much as possible. I've lost so many plants when I first got here. I'm used to a lot more of a subtropical, lush, green, wet climate, and here is dry as something. And then here, what's been waiting in this little baggie, da 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 da, a mango. That looks crazy. I don't even know what part's what. So they're obviously the roots. And then there's the little tree. Ah, how cool. So that's been in for about the same time. I put them both in at the same time. So now I'll pot all of these up. And then in, I don't know, a few weeks, probably longer, then they can go into the food forest for food forest part 3. Yeah, how cool. I've also tested mangoes just in different ways growing, which I'll show you. I think I'll show you in another video. This has ended up quite long. Fred's ready to get out. And just poke a hole kind of to the side for these, I would say, so it can fit the root in. How exciting. I'm so excited for lychee trees. They're really beautiful trees. Apparently not all of them will fruit, but that doesn't matter. I need trees. So I'm just going to sit it in like that, like so, and then cover that up. Oh, first little baby! So I'll do that with all of them. I won't put you through watching all of that. And then the mango, I guess, kind of similar thing. Fill up the pot. So hot, all of the nursery is pretty much just melting and dying right now. in front of my eyes. It was meant to be the shady spot. Okay. I don't know. I guess oh, that looks like the tree. Oh, there. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, put a little hole in the middle, and then just let it sit so that the tree part is facing upright, and just cover the roots a bit. I don't know if you can even see any of that, but voila. So I'll do that with all of them today, hide them somewhere a little bit shady, and then hopefully can plant them in the next month. I actually have no idea if that's the amount of time that it takes, but anyway, we'll see, you'll see, and yeah, get out in the garden. So if you like my gardening style, and if you are trying to create a self-sustainable paradiso on a budget, I would recommend that you like and subscribe, because a lot of what I'm doing on the land I'm trying to do as sustainable and as cheap as possible, just so I can do more projects on the land, because everything costs, and yeah, it's just so rewarding. It takes a little bit longer this way, it's the long way, definitely. But I think in the long run, everything will thrive a lot more, because most things are locally sourced, and they're made at home, and also a lot of recycled things. So there's lots of ways that you can become self-sustainable without either needing to save a lot first, or just using most of your budget on that. And I really want to encourage as many people as possible to just start where you can. Even if you're living in an apartment, there's still little things you can do. Having a little lychee tree, I mean, depending on your climate, of course, but there's always microclimating, and there's just so many ways that you can put some seeds in the ground or in the soil in a pot, and just grow something for yourself. It's so rewarding, and the more we grow for ourselves, the less we buy from the shops, and it's healthier that way. It is better for the environment. If we all grow something for ourselves and then we can share with others, then we live in a much better world, just automatically already. Plus we're then in touch. Fred, it's my turn. Then we are in touch with nature a lot more. Hands in the soil is not only really good for absorbing some vitamin B12, but it's just great for you to remember where you come from. We come from this planet. I mean, at least half. That's another video. But yeah, connection to nature is connection to self, and taking time to just get out there is so important. I'm not feeling the greatest right now, and I have sweat so much, and I'm probably very dehydrated and just in some kind of delirious mood. So I'm going to stop talking now. But yeah, like and subscribe, and have a beautiful day. Bye.